Hey, you guys. Hello. How are you guys doing today? Hey, Miss Cruiser. Hey, Donna. Shout out to the 16 in the chat. How are y'all? Hey, hey, hey. Love it, love it that you guys are here early. I am not going to be on here long because there's not a whole lot to report. So I'm not going to be on here long at all. I found this article, and then we're going to go to Pacer and check out that particular um, the minutes from yesterday, from the 8th and the 9th. Listen, listen, Linda. First, Tim Norman said, I was set up. Hey, Shawanda, Mod Squad in the house. Hey, lovely. We be waiting on you, and we will take what you get. Well, I won't come on unless I on some, teas, some real for me, and this is crazy. So first, Tim says, "Hey, I was set up," and then he said it was corrupt cops that did this to me, and that's the reason why I was arrested. So yesterday, he said um, police arrested him for Nephew's murder because of Black Lives Matter. So let's see what Monique Jones had to say about this because I'm interested to know. Um, what Tim had to say and why he thinks he was arrested because of Black Lives Matter. So um, they start off with, the intro to Tim, welcome to Sweetie Pies. He was on OWN, and all of this stuff. The outlet, City St. Louis River Front Times, which reports that a journalist investigating the crime for an upcoming podcast contacted Norman via letter in the Genevieve County Jail. He wrote back 5 pages calling himself the TV dude within the response. So this is how Tim sees himself. He's the TV dude, okay? His response, the US government is targeting him because of protests he took part in after the demise of Michael Brown. So apparently Tim was, a part of that protest for Michael Brown, and the government said, "Oh, look, there's Tim Norman from Sweetie Pies. Let's get him." So anyway, he wrote, there were cops on Kim Garner's bad cop list after this TV dude for years. So they've been after Tim for years, right? So Fraternal Order has been messing with TV dude ever since the Mike Brown stuff. TV dude, which you guys, if you're just in, TV dude is Tim Norman. That's how he refers to himself in this 5 page response. Tim wrote a letter back to these people, and this lady is giving us a synopsis of what Tim wrote back, and he refers to himself in the letter, in the 5 page letter that he wrote, as TV Dude. Okay, so TV Dude, ever since Mike Brown stuff, TV Dude was really out there protesting with a lot of employees. His mom him, so Tim is saying that, hey, Miss Robbie said, don't do it. I'm warning you. And he did it anyway. Okay. So we all know that Andre was a part of the show and everything. And we know how he was like, I personally didn't know that Andre was little. I thought that he just, how people just phase out or whatever. Maybe he went back home or whatever. But it was, because of his activity on social media. Own said, can you take that stuff down? Andre said, I will not. This is how I really live. This is my life. I just want to be myself. And so they released him of his contract. The reason for Andre's death is allegedly revenge. It's been reported that Norman allegedly believed Andre was behind a robbery at Miss Robbie's home, but Andre denied all involvement. Instead, he named Norman as the person who could have been behind the crime. Because of this, it's believed that Norman sought to get back at Andre. So, this is what Monique Jones had to say. And that right there is just James Timothy Norman on trial in federal court, plot to kill. So let's see what Fox 2 say.
Lynn, so much. Police say it was a murder for hire plot. This local case stunned the nation. It involves a co-star in the Sweetie Pie's reality show. Fox 2's Chris Renier is downtown. He previews one of the trial.
We are just outside of the Eagleton Courthouse. It is taking place this week in the trial of James Tim Norman. That trial taking place before John Ross. We can show you a picture of the victim in this case, 21-year-old Montgomery Jr. Norman is Montgomery's uncle. He is charged with 2 counts of murder for hire conspiracy and 2 counts of wire and mail fraud conspiracy. Montgomery was shot to death in March of 2016 on Nashville Bridge in the greater Bill neighborhood of North St. Louis. Federal authorities say Norman put out a hit on his nephew to get the money from Montgomery life insurance policy. There were already guilty pleas earlier this year in this case. Exotic dancer Tarika Ellis pleaded guilty to helping Norman and a hitman find Montgomery. Travell Hill, who was the hitman, admitted to killing Montgomery in exchange for $5,000. As part of Hill's plea, he said that Norman hired him for the murder and that Norman also hired Ellis to help locate Montgomery prior to the killing. Norman and Montgomery were both on the reality TV show Welcome to Sweetie Pies. That popular show aired on the Oprah Winfrey Network for several seasons. It was about a soul food restaurant business founded by Robbie Montgomery in the St. Louis area. We're told opening statements in the trial could come later today or perhaps tomorrow. Reporting downtown, I'm Chris Renier.
Okay, so that was the video from there, Miss Robbie and Tim's emotional visit. We've already seen that video, so we don't want to watch it. But this is Monique Jones. She reported this on yesterday, and this is what Tim had to say. Regardless of whether this 5-page report from Tim is going to enter courtrooms or not, we don't know, but it is out in the public now. It's in the media, and so now everybody knows, another plot twister that Tim has put out for the public. He's like, oh, they were out to get me, from the. So I'm eager to know what you think about this, because for me, I just think, Tim is all over the place. It's like if it's one thing, it's another. Tim just, like, seriously, I can't even deal with this man. Like, for real. Kidding. Like, I'm just like, what is wrong with the dude? Like, I don't understand him at all. Um, that's crazy. That is absolutely nuts. I also wanted to share something else with you guys. I'm looking at the obituary from James. Hold on just a second. James Norman Sr. Quite a few people had questions uh, about this man, and so it just kind of popped up, and I looked it up to see, what I could see, and so we're gonna go check this out. So let me pull this up on the screen for you guys so you guys can check this out. Shout out to the 43 in the chat. Appreciate you guys for coming. Let me see which one. I think it is. Let me see which one. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. So we're looking at James Norman Sr., April 22nd, 2022. Um, is when this was updated. The family of James Norman Sr. created this life tributes page to make it easy to share memories. So this is a memory page, and he has so many different photos on here. Him with the grandchildren, him with a horse, just all different pictures and stuff that the family has here for him. And this is what he looks like. People have been wondering, so this is what he looks like. I'm going to switch this page to the actual obituary so you guys can check this out as well. I never liked him or let me see the comments. I never liked him or his wore out hairdo of his from the first time I saw him. What does his hair look like? I can't even remember what his hair looked like. I literally can't. I can't remember what his hair looked like. All right, we're going to go to the actual obituary and find out some information about him. There have been a lot of questions about James Norman Sr. So here he is. This is the man that went half on a baby with James H. Norman Sr. Okay. Uh, he was at Natchez funeral service for James H. Norman Sr., 88, who passed away April 22nd, 2022, and that is not true. That is not the right date. That is the update. That is, yeah, that's the update. So I'm actually looking for something old. Let me go back. Um, Let me do this. James Timothy Norman author obituary. I'm looking for something older. I want to look. I don't want anything uh, up to date. That is Timmy Norman. I've got Tim Norman text. We've already went over the text messages. I'm looking for something. Oh, James Norman obituary. Let me check this one out and see, because there is one that tells his whole life story, and that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the one that tells his whole life story from like the time he was born until the time he passed away. So that's actually what I'm looking for, and that's not him. That is somebody totally different. So we're gonna move on to Pacer, but I'm gonna keep searching in the background because I had it last night, and I'm like, where did that thing go? So definitely, I know it's the same, and I also, well, we looked up Andre's, and so I was able to find his, but I was looking up Tim last night, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, it was so interesting. It was so interesting, and now I can't find it for squat. I don't know if it's because I shut my computer down. Like, I don't know, but I'll keep looking for it in a minute. Anyway, let's move on. There are two brand new documents. Well, actually, there are three. One is sealed because they are not allowing us to see the transcripts and all of that from court. You have to actually be in court, and as of this morning, I actually found out that they were censoring what the media can put out per the courtroom. Tell you, or I'm going to show you why in a few minutes. Defendant's motion to exclude government proposed Exhibit 71 testimony of Andrew Wood. So here we go again, guys. Andrew Wood takes a stand. He goes on trial, and they're like, can we stop him from saying or showing or doing, such? So here we go again. Um, and this is Timothy Norman, obviously, and his attorneys, his team of attorneys. Proposed Exhibit 71 and the testimony of Andrew Wood at trial in support thereof. Mr. Norman states as follows. On number one, on September the 8th, 2022 at 9:39 p.m., the government advised defense counsel that it intends to offer as evidence a summary exhibit marked as Government Exhibit 71, about which Special Agent Andrew Wood will testify, entitled Timeline of Andre Montgomery Homicide Summary of Phone, Travel, Bank, Social Media, Google Drive, Location Data, and Audio Exhibits. Number two. Now, before I go on to number two, let me just say this. We already know that Tim made the fake account on Instagram to follow Andre's, whereabouts or whatever Andre posted on social media. So, I already know he doesn't want the phone to be put into evidence. He doesn't want the man to talk about social media. and all of this stuff. So this is and I told you guys day before yesterday. I said Tim and his attorneys are going to try this every time it's time for somebody to take the stand. They're going to submit one of these documents and try to bar these people from speaking, having freedom of speech, or showing evidence like the videos, the audios, or whatever. And every single time, every single day, somebody takes a stand and they know it's going to be something incriminating, they're going to try this. Now, they're probably going to get shut down, as they always do, but hey. Now, keep in mind also that today is the day that Miss Robbie was supposed to take the stand. I don't know if she took the stand this morning. Um, Court is still ongoing, so we probably won't have a report until tomorrow. In which case, you guys know I don't do lives and stuff on the weekends, but I will make a video and tell you guys about Miss Robbie's testimony as soon as I find out some information. So let's move on to number two. Government proposed Exhibit 71 consists of a total of 112 slides summarizing previously admitted testimony, including the testimony of Special Agent Faber, Police Officer Evidence Technician Lim, Special Agent Root, Special Agent Applebaum, and Special Agent Friend. Indeed, the slides, let me see, demonstratedly summarizes previously admitted phone, travel, bank, social media, Google Drive, location data, and audio evidence. Okay, number three, the government proposed Exhibit 71 itself, and about which Special Agent Wood will testify, is merely cumulative and irrelevant, is evidenced by government proposed Exhibit 71's very title, Timeline of Andre Montgomery, Homicide Summary of Phone, Travel, Bank, Social Media, Google Drive, Location Data, and Audio Exhibits, as well as the government's precise citation to previously admit exhibits numbers, including precise page numbers where applicable. I'm sorry, I can never say that word, applicable, wherein. For this reason alone, government proposed Exhibit 71 and the testimony of Special Agent Wood must be excluded under Federal Rules of Evidence 401A and 403. Number four, moreover, even if the court were to find that Special Agent Wood's testimony was somehow remotely relevant, its uh, provable value, provable excuse me, would be sustainably overweighed by the clear danger of wasting the jury's time. Okay, I get what they're saying. Um, that's stupid. I'm not even. That's dumb. Anyway, wasting the juror's time and court's time, undue delay, just and misleading. The number four is just gibberish. Number four is stupid because they can't say that this guy's testimony would be in clear danger of wasting the jury's time because you don't know what he's going to say. That's dumb. Anyway, number five. Furthermore, and convincible concern the court may have as to whether government proposed Exhibit 71 and the testimony of Special Agent would be anything but insubmissible summary irrelevant can be easily extinguished in light of the defense. I disagree with that. Objections to Special Agent Applebaum's September 8th, 2022 testimony, as well as Exhibit 67. There, the court repeatedly sustained defense Rule 401 and 403 objections. And number six, the court's same ruling regarding Special Agent Applebaum and Exhibit 67 would likewise apply to government proposed Exhibit 71 and the testimony of Special Agent Wood. Totally disagree with all of that. Number seven, lastly, the evidence presented by the government cannot be said to be so complex or voluminous as to require it to use a summary chart or calculation to prove the content of the voluminous writings, recordings, or photographs that cannot be convincingly examined in court. Yes, it can. Nothing that in the Eighth Circuit, we do not encourage the use of devices to summarize evidence already in the record unless it's proven to be probable evidence. That's the thing that's like really killing me about this just like, I get what they're trying to do, but already in the exhibit file. Like they've already presented it to the judge, Nanette Baker, which is she's the boss, over the whole circuit, right? She already said, we approve of this. So everything that we went through, the whole list of all of the evidence that was going to be presented for this case was already accepted. So I don't understand why they keep pushing for this. Like it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, number 8, in light of the foregoing, Mr. Norman submits the government proposed Exhibit 71 and the testimony of Special Agent Wood simply do not testify the relevancy strictures of rules 401, 402, 403, and 106, 1006, and therefore must be excluded. I completely and totally disagree. They've already talked about this. Like everything has already been talked about or whatever, and everybody that had something to do with Andre's body and everything that was found on Andre's body, um, they have to talk about this in court. So I don't understand why they're saying not to allow this to go forward. This doesn't make sense. This was a whole waste of time. This right here, defendant's motion to exclude government proposed Exhibit 71 and the testimony of Andrew Wood was a complete waste of time. You know full well that they're going to talk about everything that was found on Andre's person when they found Andre, when they went back to get evidence, you knew. Okay. And that's not going to exclude social media as well. It's not going to exclude his bank statements and all of the things because he is deceased. And we're trying to figure out why you would do this to your own nephew. So they're digging into everything. And they're not going to ask you permission. If anything, they would ask out of respect for Michelle, but they don't have to because this was not an accidental death. This is murder. I mean, am I right or am I wrong? This is, oh my God. Anyway, moving right along. This like so aggravates me. I cannot wait until this is completely. Now there was a file that I couldn't get into. It was sealed or whatever. So, forgive me if I can't get into one of these files. But this aggravates me because I'm like, oh my God, why do you keep doing this? It doesn't make any sense to me. But that's just me. Now listen, defendant's motion for the entry of order directing Mr. Yagnam's pretrial services officer to accept service of process on behalf of Mr. Yagnam as a means of alternative service and offering Dr. Norman to appear, or Mr. Norman, excuse me, to appear in this court on Monday, September 12th, 2022. Defendant Timothy Norman by and through undersigned attorneys respectfully move this court for the entry of an order directing that service of process upon Mr. Yagnam shall be considered as perfected by way of service upon his federal pretrial service officer and ordering Mr. Yagnam to appear in this court on Monday, September 12th, 2022, and states as follows. Number one, Mr. Yagnam is under the jurisdiction of this court. Okay, number two, defendant through his investigator in process Thomas Sawyer has made multiple attempts at servicing a subpoena for the appearance of Mr. Yagnam at this trial. Number three, in addition to attempting to serve Mr. Yagnam, surveillance has been made upon his residence to serve him. And number four, Mr. Yagnam's cars have not been observed leaving his residence. He refuses to answer his door, and he has a ring doorbell system such that he can observe the process servers from within his residence. Number five, are y'all getting this? Number five, accordingly, there is no reason to believe that Mr. Yagnam will be able to be served by traditional methods despite efforts. Number six, there is no reason to allow Mr. Yagnam's continued evasion of service of this, particularly in light of the fact that he's a defendant in the present case, and he is under jurisdiction and supervision of this court, including during his release from custody all the way through the time of his sentencing. Number seven, defendant further points out that Mr. Yagnam, as discussed in court today, has already given a lengthy recorded statement and has pled guilty, including on all subject areas upon which he will be examined at trial. Wherefore, over defendant and through its undersigned counsel respectfully moves this court for the entry of an order granting him the above relief and for such other and for the relief is appropriate. This is by Michelle Leonard, the brand new attorney leading his case, the one from Chicago, Illinois. I didn't know this. So this is brand spanking new information that was filed yesterday. So he was supposed to appear on the 12th, which would have been Monday, right? Dognum. And let me go to the comments because are y'all getting this? Where is YL? That I wonder if he's still alive. Yeah, he's supposed to be sentenced on the 20th. He's supposed to be on the stand on the 12th according to this paperwork. Where is YL? Is it? I'm sorry. I keep saying Michelle. I've been saying Michelle like ever since. Hey, Isha, hey, I'm new here. I found you through Miss Cruiser. Well, hi, welcome. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if y'all haven't hit the subscribe button and join the teacups. Looky here. Where listen, Linda, where is YL? Where is YL? Yeah, I know it's my turn. He passed away in seven because I was born in 1971. So he passed away in 78 according to the records. And Robbie said that he was too much. Yeah, she was already pregnant with Tim when he was killed. That's why I was looking for that's why I was looking for the stuff. Jody, hi. Hey, Twanna girl. That's the wrong person. It's not Tim. I'm still looking for him in the background. Hey, Veronica. It was a pointed mohawk. Plus, those big ears didn't help that hairdo either. Was it? Oh, yeah, I do remember that hairstyle now. The pointed mohawk. Uh, James Timothy Norman Sr. Yeah, 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 yeah. That name is the same. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I knew like that was the total. Hey, Ebony, my girl, how you doing, boo? T, do you really think he's not alive though? I mean, it does sound like he's not answering. Okay, he has the ring, so he should know if somebody is outside his door or not. You know, we all know how ring works, right? His cars haven't moved. Is he? Do y'all think he's in the house though? He may be gone on vacation or something because he knows when he has to be at court for his stuff. And I'm sure he knew he was going to have to take the stand at Tim's, even if he gave his statement already. I'm pretty sure he knew that they were going to try to call him to take the stand, right? So where is he? Well, one of the witnesses for the Tim Norman trial, sis, is missing. And we're just finding this out. Well, I'm just finding this out right now. I didn't know he was missing until right now. I had no idea. Now, as you can see on Pacer, he already pleaded guilty. You know what I'm saying? He already knew he was, what his sentence was and all that kind of stuff. T said, yes, I would be surprised if he took his own life or went on the run. Oh my God. Because surely Tim isn't trying to take people out from the jail cell. That's crazy. Where is Wally? Did y'all know he was missing? He had to skip out of the. I don't think he's in the house. You're because the cars aren't moving. His house is under surveillance. They're not seeing any movement. They're knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell. They're trying to serve him so that he could be subpoenaed to come to court, right? Because he hasn't. Oh, we're looking at it, Aisha. It's right here. He's missing. He is not. Let me scroll back down. He is. He's. I don't know where he is. I have no idea. They've made all kinds of points. And you know what, Michael? I am sorry for calling you Michelle for like 3 or 4 days straight. I do apologize. Um, They said they can't serve him through traditional methods, but they said that Mr. Yagnam's cars have not been observed leaving his residence. He refuses to answer the door, and he has a ring doorbell system such that he can observe the process servers from within his residence, right? They've attempted on number three, they've attempted to serve Mr. Yagnam. Surveillances have been made upon his residence to serve him. So they're surveillancing his house. His cars haven't been moved. Even though he can see through the ring doorbell, he's not answering the door. So they've made multiple attempts as per number two. Thomas Sawyer has made multiple attempts at serving a subpoena for the appearance of Mr. Yogman at this particular trial. Okay? So where's Wally? Like for real, he's not in the vicinity. Accordingly, there is no reason to believe we'll be able to be served by traditional methods despite diligent efforts, and there is no reason to allow Yagnam continued evasion of service of process, particularly in light of the fact that he is a defendant in the present case and he is under the jurisdiction and supervision of the court, right? Because he was let out on bail. So that's what that means, including during his release from custody all the way through to the time of his sentencing. So he's supposed to be in town, not gone. He's supposed to be wherever they, said he could be. And when they knock on the door to like, hey, you need to, you need to bring your butt on out of here. And because it says that Yagman to appear in this court on Monday, September 12th, 2022, and states as follows. So I don't know, guys. I don't know, but he's invisible right now. I would have to say. There was an order. Oh, this was me. I made an order transcript request, and of course, it was denied because they don't want anybody to have the transcripts from this. Also, transcript order request was made for 351 juror trial by USA Angie Danis, court reporter Lisa. I can't. I'm not even going to butcher her last name. Pakazowski on 9/9/2022. I think mine was on the 7th or whatever. So this is somebody else's. This is about Angie Danis, um, and that is sealed. Let's go over the process jury instructions. There was a point of reason, ladies and gentlemen, to where they felt the need to go over the instructions for the jury. Now, has anybody heard about this? Who said? Let me scroll back down. Who said I made it? Oh, Key said I made it. Hey, girl. It is crazy. Where is he? Like that's nuts. Crazy. Tim busted out after Terica and Travell testified against him and said he didn't do it. Yeah, he said he didn't do it. He said this was because of Black Lives Matter, the reason he got arrested, and that because he was in some protest, that's why um, the government is messing with him. And he said that his mom warned him not to do it, but he did it anyway. So this is what Tim is going with. Like he's saying it's a whole Black Lives Matter thing, which is stupid, but whatever. That's Tim. Shout out to the 132 in the chat. I appreciate you guys for being here. If you have not already, please hit the subscribe button so you do not miss any moments of this trial. We're doing our best to cover every document and every article that we possibly can to get all of the tea, because y'all already know this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. So check this out. The judge says that we have told you guys some of the instructions. I already gave you instructions at the beginning of the trial and during the trial remain fact. I now give you some additional instructions, okay? And the instructions, it's your duty to find from the evidence what the facts are, okay? Now, before I get into this, this particular part right here is definitely not of the judge. This is a request from Tim Norman and his attorneys. So as you can see, the judge already said, I gave you guys instructions already, but here's some additional instructions, and they feel like this is important because I don't know why. I don't know if the jury made a mistake or something like that. Like, I don't know, but I guess they're just, adding some stuff. But they did say this issue, even though some of those I gave you at the beginning of trial as well as during the trial are not repeated here. So they already have some instructions. So now they're saying the instructions I am about to give you now, as well as those that I've already given you before in writing and will be available to you in the jury room. I emphasize, however, that this does not mean that any of them are not important, and you can't pick and choose. Just paraphrasing, you can't pick, these and then choose those. Like, you have to follow all the rules. Okay, so you should not be influenced by any person's color, ethnicity, national origin, religion, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, or economic circumstances. You must decide the case solely on the evidence and the law before you, and must not be influenced by any personal likes or dislikes, opinions, prejudice, sympathy, or bias, um, including unconscious bias. So, like, if you have seen, Sweetie Pies, if you think that Tim is cute and all that kind of stuff, that should not sway, um, you know, your opinion one way or the other. If you can't stand him and it's just like, oh my God, he makes me sick to look at, that cannot sway. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be on the up and up. So unconscious bias are stereotypes, attitudes, or preferences that people may reject but may express without conscious awareness, control, or intention. um, so you can't do that if you're on the jury. You can't do that. The law demands of you a just verdict, unaffected by anything except the evidence, your common sense, and the law as I give it to you. Now that right there is the Eighth Circuit jury. Okay, so this right here is docket 357. This was filed today, this morning, as a matter of fact. So before court happened, this is what happened. This is page number 4, okay? I have mentioned in the word evidence. The evidence in this case consists of the testimony of witnesses, the documents and other things received as exhibits, and the facts that have been stipulated. This is formally agreed to by the parties. You may use reason and common sense to draw deductions or conclusions from facts which have been established by the evidence in this case, okay? Certain things are not evidence, okay? I will list those things again for you. This is what is not considered evidence, and this is what Tim's attorneys want to make it very clear. Okay, number one, statements, arguments, questions, and comments about lawyers representing the parties in the case are not evidence. Okay, let's be clear. Statements, arguments, questions, and comments by lawyers representing the party in the case are not evidence. Number Two, objections are not evidence, okay? Lawyers have a right to object when they believe something is improper. You should not be influenced by the objection. If I sustained an objection to a question, you must ignore the question and must not try to guess what the answer might have been. Okay? Moving on. Number 3, testimony that I struck from the record or told you to disregard is not evidence and must not be considered as evidence. Number 4, anything you saw or heard about this case outside the courtroom is not evidence. Okay? That includes his music, that includes the show, that includes all of the things. If it's not um, brought into the courtroom, it is not evidence. Okay? So that's what this whole thing is about. And I don't, like I've never been on trial, so I don't know if this is the thing, like that they have to do this. Okay. You have heard evidence that Terica Ellis, Travell Hill, and Daryl Howard have entered into corporation agreements with the prosecution, and that Terica Ellis, Travell Hill, and Daryl Howard, the testimony of these witnesses was received in evidence and may be considered by you. Did you? Okay, so we're clear on that, ladies and gentlemen. The testimony of these witnesses was received in evidence and may be considered by you. You may give the testimony of each of those witnesses such weight as you think it deserves, whether or not each the testimony of each witness may have influenced by each witness' desire to please the government or to strike a good bargain with the government about his own situation is for you to determine. So the judge is now talking to the jury. Okay? The witnesses' guilty pleas cannot be considered by you as any evidence. Somebody asked this question yesterday, you guys. Does the jury know about the guilty pleas? And I said, yes, they know. So the judge has now spoken up about that and said the witnesses' guilty pleas cannot be considered by you, talking to the jury, as any evidence of Mr. Norman's guilt. The witness's guilty pleas can be considered by you only for the purpose of determining how much, if at all, to rely upon the testimony of each of these witnesses, which means, do you think they're lying or not? They've already been, they've already pleaded guilty. So do you think they would commit perjury or blah, blah, blah? You know what I'm saying? So keeping in mind that you must consider the testimony with caution and great care. So this is what this whole thing is about. Okay. And some of it, like I agree with, and some I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like this is how I feel about the situation. Like in regard to what the judge is saying. Okay. In regard to what the judge is saying. Yes. Do you know Daryl's charges? I don't know his charges. Isha, I don't know, but I know that yeah, I don't there's going to be a statement in an article either tonight or tomorrow. We just have to like wait to look at it, and whenever it comes out, I'll either post it on my Instagram or I'll just make a quick synopsis about it because I don't know much about that. Um but I do know that Daryl Howard is facing charges, and that's all I know. So I don't know. And I don't know. Like he could like who made that comment? Tian. Girl, I mean, going back to Wally, where is Wally? Still, hey Jackie, I hope he's not deceased though, like, cause I hope he's not. I really, really hope he's not. Like, I hope he's still alive. I hope he didn't go on the run. Like, I don't know what to think about the Wild situation, but going back to what the judge just said in this statement, I feel like the jury should be allowed to take into consideration that these people have already pled guilty and pointed the finger at Tim. Now, that's just how I feel. I don't know why. I guess it's fair ruling. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can think of. Judge has to play by rules, but I just feel like they should be able to take some of that into consideration because they didn't just say I'm guilty. Each one of them pointed the finger at Tim and said he hired me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Jackie, hi everyone. I was watching Vel this morning and he said Tim didn't look at Miss Griggs or Terica. When Travell got on the stand to testify at one point, Hips yelled out, I didn't do it, and started crying. Oh, geez, Louise. Jesus. Well, he said this is Black Lives Matter, but you hired the boy. The boy is on the stand and is going to jail, sir, because he said you hired him. What is Timothy talking about? James, what are you saying? Do you think they got your face mixed up with another James Timothy Norman? Do you think that they got you mixed up with somebody else, sir? Because all of these people, with the exception of Wale, because he's missing. Wale is. I hope he's not on the run, and I hope that he is not deceased. But he's definitely not driving any of his cars. I don't know how many cars he has. But these people that are surveillancing Wale's house, um, they said he's not, coming in or out of his house. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw the document. He's not coming in and out of his house. He's not driving any of his cars. They know if he's in the house and he is breathing and he's walking, that he has that ring. So you can see outside of the house clearly on your device without even getting up off the couch. So you know if somebody's out there trying to serve you if you're breathing. So I don't know. Um, yes, DJ Beats. He's in trouble. Okay, he's in trouble for picking up the father. So he's the one. Yeah, I didn't know what he was in trouble for. I just knew that his name made it on the list. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know these people from a can of paint, except for the people who have been the four. You know what I'm saying? The Three Musketeers. God. Anyway, um, so there were two who were connected to the case but won't be charged. One is someone named Big something. I thought the other one was Daryl Howard, aka DJ Beats. Well, um, if he's the one that handed Travell the $5,000, I don't see why he would be. I mean, that's not a crime. You know what I'm saying? That is not technically that's not a crime. All you did was get out of your car and go give Travell money and get back in your car. Unless they consider that a part of the whole, thing. I don't know. That's a good question, but it's hard to. I don't know. That's a good question. It's a good question, but it's hard to determine because technically that's not in just the way I'm looking at it. That is not a crime that you just handed Travell the money and then you left. But at the same time, Tim had to have told you to do it, right? So are they considering him a part of this whole coercion? Are they considering him a part of the team now? Anyway, yes, but based on his testimony, he truly didn't do anything wrong because he didn't know. Thank you. I just don't understand. It's so many. Hi, Mannheim's in the house. SB's in the house. Veronica allegedly, Wally is probably at a private location spending time with his family because he will be locked up for a while. I mean, that's fine. But you knew that did he not know that he was supposed to take the stand on the 12th? Because now can't they, find him when they do find him, when he does show up, is he not going to get in trouble for this as well? They said he's a ward of the state. Like he's, you know, pay your bill, you get out and you're walking around, but technically you're not a free man. You're not supposed to be, flousing about all willy nilly. They're supposed to be able to subpoena you so you could come to court on the 12th and say what you got to say, along with listening to the recording that you already gave the FBI, sir. So you need to make yourself available. And if I have access to this information, clearly it's in the media. So it's quite obvious that this guy knows somebody knows something. Hey, Wally, you better, call your probation officer. You better do something because you're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to subpoena you. They're trying to serve you. You know what I'm saying? Can they go into the home and do a welfare check? I don't know if they can bust up in there or not. It's because I didn't know GJ made a deal with prosecution. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot of going on. And this weekend, you know, I guess they're taking a chill. Are they taking a chill pill? And then when the 12th comes back, it's on and popping. They might be going into his home to see if he's there to arrest him soon. I mean, we'll see what happens this weekend. Cause one thing about it, if the popo said he's not answering the dough, he ain't answering the dough, and so they're about to make some decisions. They're about to make some decisions. Do we bust up in the house? Do what do we need to do? Because his home is under surveillance. If he comes out of that house from the front or the back, they're gonna know. It's in the documents. Like he's being surveillance, like his home. So if he already got up out of there, you know what I'm saying, and he's at some disclosed location, who would know except for the people that he's with, i.e., his, family. He has a wife, children, whatever's going on. I don't know. I mean, it is a good idea to hang out with your family before, because you know that you're going to be spending some time in the slammer. So, yeah, I would. That's what I would do. But this whole just disappearing into thin air, knowing that Tim's trial is going on, like you can't just omit your responsibilities either. So if they bust up in your house or whatever looking for you, you can't get mad about it because you know you're supposed to still be available. At least answer the phone, right? I think it should be sooner than later. He might be in the home. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I like the idea somebody just said that he is on vacation with his family, spending time before, he's got to go to the big house. I like that. I just don't want anybody to lose their life. Andre's already gone. Like I'm just like, and I know that they're criminals or whatever, but I just don't like that thought. The government stated Tim ensured none of the parties involved knew the entire story. He only gave them a task. And well, they did it, and it ended up in Andre being gone. So you still got to serve some time. Still going to the big house, going to jail to deal with Big Johnny and them in the slammer. Okay? Don't drop the soap. DJ Beats went into a cooperation agreement with the government in 2020. He made a deal and was not charged. Very good. Uh, right, everyone had a task. This reminds me of the times my mother told me growing up, don't accept anything from anyone. He set everyone up. Absolutely. Or as Larry Reed would say, absolutely. SB, I really need to go back and watch old videos so I can get caught up on this case. Child, let me tell you something. Every time I do a video on this case, I find out something crazy. Like literally every single day. Today, Wale's missing. Tim is now saying that this he was arrested because of Black Lives Matter, and they're picking with him because of Black Lives Matter. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's Black Lives Matter. And then he has said something else in another article Tim, it came out this morning that Tim wrote this woman a 5-page letter and was calling himself TV dude in the letter. Go back and look. If you guys are new, uh, and you're just tuning in, you must go back to the beginning of this video, right? Because we went over the 5-page letter that Tim wrote calling himself TV dude, and there was a lot of things that we found out, and I'm just like, what is really going on with Tim? Like seriously, like I don't understand this dude at all. I feel like Tim is like, oh sir, sir. Tim is scared for his life. I think that's what it is. I think Tim is afraid. I think he's scared, and that's got to be what it is. And he just doesn't know. They're just reaching. They're reaching all over the place when it comes to this case. So we have heard the judge telling the jury what he expects. We have also heard that Wale is missing. We have heard what Tim had to say in the 5-page letter. Okay. We saw that Tim's attorney is now trying to, block somebody else's testimony. And yeah, court is still ongoing, apparently. Yesterday in 351, um, jury trial held but not concluded. So it is not concluded yet. Defendant location. He is in custody, of course. Electronic minute entry for proceedings held before District Judge John A. Ross. Jury trial as to James Timothy Norman held on 9/8/22, day 3. Arguments heard. Motion to exclude testimony of David Sullivan by James Timothy Norman. A court granted the motion in part per the record. Government evidence resumed but not concluded. Arguments heard. Defendant Norman's offer of proof with respect to Russell Luce. The court takes the matter under submission. Proceedings to continue Friday, September 9th, 2022 at 9 a.m., which is today. They've got 2 court reporters in the courtroom. Proceedings start at 9:26 a.m., 5:56 a.m., and then it picks back up at 1:25 up until 4:33 p.m. So court will be done in about 40 minutes, and we will see what the media has to say when court is over today. So we may be back live or with the video, but we know that Miss Ma'am is supposed to be on the stand today, right? Ain't my stuff good enough? So we're gonna see about that. Tim is reaching hard for freedom. That will not happen. I mean, he's really Wally is under the watchful eye of 2 FBI agents playing cards. You think so? He's still supposed to show up for court, though. Where can I find a 5-page letter? Um, I did not. Let me see. Let me go back. Um, Tim Norman trial. What did I search? I searched trial 2022. Let me see if there's anything new. 11 hours ago, Sweetie Pie trial prosecution painted him as a killer who sought nephew's insurance payout. 8 hours ago, trial for welcome to Sweetie Pie's Tim Norman begins with mother of murdered victim taking the stand. Sweetie Pie's murder for hire trial teases star witness. That was on the 8th, 4 days ago, 3 days ago. Where is that? Okay, we already went over Tim is after me. Uh, Tim Norman. What did he say? Black Lives Matter. What he said. He said he was arrested because of Black Lives Matter. That's what he's claiming. This was 2 hours ago. So I'm going to tell you what you need to look up. I'll just show it to you as soon as I get. Okay, yeah, I need to open that in a new link. And then I got this one. So I have two. So Black Lives Matter. Monique Jones, September 8th, 2022. Let me share this page with you so that you can see exactly where you can get the minutes of this letter. The letter was sent to this lady in media, so I to share the 5 page letter. You're stuck viewing as we are stuck viewing this letter. This is Shadow and Act. Let's go through this one more time. Welcome to Sweetie Pie's. Tim Norman claims police arrest him for nephew's murder because of Black Lives Matter. Monique Jones, September 8th, 2022. Tim Norman was once a reality star on Owned. Welcome to Sweetie Pies. Now he's on trial for allegedly taking out his nephew. Um, the outlet cites St. Louis Riverfront Time, which reports that a journalist in the crime for an upcoming podcast contacted Norman via letter in the St. Genevieve Court, County Jail. Excuse me. He wrote back 5 pages. Tim wrote back 5 pages, calling himself the TV dude within the response. His response claims that the U.S. government is targeting him because of protests he took part in after the death of Michael Brown. Quote, quote, there were cops on Kim Gardner's bad cop list after this TV dude for years. I can't talk like Tim. I wish I could, though, but after this TV dude for years. He's referring to himself now. The fraternal order has been messing with TV Dude ever since the Mike Brown stuff. TV Dude was really out there protesting with a lot of employees. His mom warned him. End quote. According to prior reporting, Norman was accused of hiring the gunman Travell Hill, who has already taken the stand. He's done testimony, so we know the rest of the story. But she goes on to tell quite a few things, and then Fox 2 did a report on it for local television, and TV Dude decided that he would speak out. I'm just checking the okay, that was about totally different. I don't watch P Valley, so I don't know anything about that. But in the article, Shadow and Act, and they like, TV Dude said this and TV Dude said that. He wrote back 5 pages calling himself a TV. So yeah, that's what he did. And yeah, it is also on Yahoo, but it is a copy of Shadow. Shadow and Act is the actual um but it is so on Yahoo. If you look up, I guess Sweetie Pies or Tim Norman, you'll see the same thing. But you could just Google that. The title of this on the title of this. Tim Norman claims arrested him for nephew's murder because of Black Lives Matter. So that's that on that. Ridiculousness at its best, at its worst. Oh, okay. What have I done? Okay, thank you. It was the TV dude is delusional. Y'all are crazy, Gerald and High. Yeah, TV dude. She's because they said yesterday she was taking the stand day. So now you're saying not going to stand until Monday. Okay, I mean, well, they'll be out of court soon, according to the Pacer report. Um, so yeah, Leslie said they have his face and his phone burner too. Yeah, TV. I mean, TV dude said, "Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something. The government is doing this," and he really believes it. He believes that this is government. You guys, look, that's what he believes. He believes this is all about the government and whatever. So I don't know, but anyway, like I said before, we are going to keep looking in the media to see what happens with uh, the court proceedings today. I will check Pacer tonight. If I don't post a video tonight, I'll post a video tomorrow. And today is Friday, right? So tomorrow's Saturday. So I'll be able to post a video tomorrow, Saturday. Um, if I'm up to it, I'll go live maybe like tomorrow evening or something. But don't quote me on that. It'll probably be a video. Drop some teacups in the chat for your girl if you enjoyed today's live stream. Again, shout out to over 100 people in the chat. If you have not already, click the subscribe button so you can join in on all the fun. Y'all know that Tim Norman's trial is not going to last forever, and we're going to have some conversations about what's going on. So y'all know I gotta have some teacups in the chat. I gotta, what I'm saying, some likes. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Y'all know how we do it. To get out of thanks, T. See, Tiana, you already know the teacups mean a lot to me. It's kind of like getting a super chat. Isha, thank you so much. Is that green tea? I've not tried green tea yet, but Starbucks is right down the street. So y'all know. Let me see now. There was a comment. Miss Robbie is taking a stand on Monday. I may need to take a drive and go see. Somebody said yesterday the blonde wig and she is gonna put on her grandmama's uniform and she gonna come to court looking lowly and meek, looking like a grandma. And I said, I got one things, y'all. It's 104 people in here. Y'all know. Y'all can hit that like button and drop some teacups. Stop being stingy. Y'all be acting like I be asking y'all for like $100 a piece. Now, stop this foolishness. Unless you don't know where your teacup is, in which case I implore you to find the teacup, please. Because if y'all go stick around with your girl, it's gonna be some more tea on the Twanna Y'vette show. In the months, weeks, years to come. This is not over. This ain't over. We're gonna have much to talk about. Okay, so y'all need to hang around. Y'all need to hang around. Drop some teacups. Thank you so much for the green tea. I appreciate it. I just love it. This is how the teacups express themselves. If y'all are new to the chat, this is how the teacups express themselves with the teacups. They be dropping brown tea, green tea, sweet tea, iced tea. It don't even matter as long as it's tea. Kind of going to think about it. It's just 3.5 hours for you. You're actually closed, so you want to be in the courtroom. Drive up there. I'm gonna need you to be a co-host. I need you to be a co-host. Look, new friend, at this time, is you is you liquoring up? Are you spiking the tea? No wonder ain't nobody in the chat acting right because everybody is tipsy at 4:02 p.m. in the afternoon on a Friday, and it's your fault. Okay, I was just wondering. I was just wondering. I'm I was just wondering. I'm like, now, out of all the people, out of all these people in here, you working on the co-host. Listen, out of all people in here, it's over 100 people in here. Ain't nobody and it's 4 o'clock. People have got off work. I know your hands are free unless you in the car driving, in which case keep your hands off of the phone and keep your hands on the steering wheel because I don't want y'all to say y'all got into it because of me. I was trying to find my tea because Twanna said, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, I won't be taking a stand like hips. I sure will not because some acts. It's her fault. She did it. Don't point your finger at me. I told you to keep your hands on the steering wheel. You should say T at all. And I ain't even trying to report on it like that. Well, if you go to court and you sit in the courtroom, I'm going to need some points. I'm gonna need somebody to say something. Jody says she's getting tipsy tonight. Thank you for the 2 or 3 people that decided I'm gonna drop some teacups in the chat for you, girl. Hey, Sharon. Now, see, Sharon will drop some teacups in the chat because she ain't scared. That's one of my moderators, you guys. If you guys have any questions or whatever, you can hit Shawanda up. You can hit Sharon up. Really great moderators. Love my mod squad. But listen, do you have any more questions? We need to send someone, and I can't go. Does anybody have more questions? I'm just saying, if y'all drive up to the courtroom because y'all want to see Miss Robbie in court, do you know how many people are going to try to clamor in that courtroom come Monday? I'm not kidding. Because they want to see Miss Robbie. That courtroom is going to have to be on lockdown, ladies and gentlemen. To be on lockdown. They're going to have to. Shout out to the 132 in the chat. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. It's one of you may have some haters in the cloud. Let me pour some tea. Thank you, Ish. Appreciate ya. Appreciate ya. No. There are some people that come because they just want to sit and listen. It's kind of like a podcast. Because on my regular podcast, I literally just talk about YouTube. I talk about sponsorships and being monetized and stuff like that. So I literally my regular podcast. I This is not my job. But I started a thing and I said I have to finish it because I started this 2 years ago. Reporting about Tim Norman. It came to me. But to be honest with you, if you go back and look at my videos, the beginning of this was the argument between Jay and Miss Robbie. And then a few days later, or like the day after, Tim Norman got involved with the argument and started putting all of Janae's tea out for the world to see on Instagram. And then a month later, he was arrested. So it was kind of like karma in a way. I was just like, because I was lynching. I was like, Tim, you better quiet. Like, you really shouldn't be saying this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really should be saying this stuff about Janae because this is not good. And then a month later, 30 days later, he was arrested. And I was like, shut up. So my first video was like, do you guys remember the argument between Janae and Miss Robbie? And then Tim got involved with it and he started putting all of Janae's, business out on the street, home, like Mississippi or whatever. But still, there's conflicting stories to this because on one hand, his attorney is saying that he was well off, he didn't need any money, but then found this conversation is in his phone, and he was telling somebody that he had over $90,000 a month in bills, and he had been evicted out of his apartment. And I was wondering what apartment was he evicted out of because when the police arrested him, right, they arrested him in his apartment. So I don't know if he was trying to reestablish himself or if this whole thing was a lie or if he was trying to swindle money out of somebody. Like it just really didn't, the whole story just really didn't make sense. Either Tim is lying again or there's some stories within all of this. But I know the police is telling the truth when they say that they arrested him at his apartment in Mississippi. He wasn't in St. Louis when he got arrested. He had to be transferred from Mississippi to St. Louis because his restaurant is in Mississippi. And I hadn't even been paying attention to Tim Norman, so I didn't even know he had a restaurant up there. Like I had no idea. And so, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, what? Like, Tim, what are you talking about? Yeah, oh yeah, she was always saying, "Don't let me call the feds. Don't let me call the feds." And I was just like, "Really, Jane? Stop this foolishness. Stop this foolishness." A lot of people have been saying that. A lot of people have been saying otherwise, that Janae hasn't been called as a witness. But I mean, the only thing that I mean, who knows? Now that they can't find Wale, maybe, and I don't know if it was even something that would cross my mind, to subpoena her to come to court, as a witness, whatever. Because to be honest with you, what would she have to what would she have to offer? I mean, they were together for a while or whatever, but and they she's no longer family, I guess, if you want to, put it like that. Which her and Tim never got married, but she was around um the family. But I don't recall Janae and Andre even having a relationship. So I knew. I don't recall. I thought he was arrested at his mom's house. Nope. He was arrested at his own house. They seized the phone on sight because he had it in his hand. They shoved it in his pocket, and they took it out of his pocket and put it in a plastic bag and said, "This is evidence." I just didn't know that was what she meant by it. hmm So, anywho, that's the tea on all of that. And the whole argument was that Miss Robbie wanted to see her grandson. And I still to this day think that I feel like, Janae, you're mad at Tim for all of this drama that he caused in your life or whatever, but 50% blame you because you knew he was a dirtbag from the jump. So once you found out that he wasn't the man for you, of trying to change him, you should have jumped out of the relationship thing. At the same time, everybody makes mistakes. We get involved with people and we think, oh, I can love him and he'll change, kind of, stuff. And so what happens is, now you got a son by a criminal, and the grandmother wants to spend time with the grandson. You know, are you going to allow this even after Tim is, locked up behind? But are you going to allow Miss Robbie to spend time with her grandson? Oh yeah, he lied about the whole phone, and he tried to get them to take the phone out of evidence. And then he told his lawyers to take out of evidence, because it was I can't remember what exhibit, but it was a number exhibit, the contents of the phone. Well, they already have the contents of of Tim Norman's phone. So what I need to do now is tell my attorneys to not let that be submitted into evidence, and it already had been submitted into evidence. So then they don't want the phone records to be heard in court. Um, and the judge said, to some degree, but there was incriminating evidence. And that's something that they can't mess with, because the FBI said, this is incriminating evidence. It will be submitted in court. And so I don't know what the incriminating evidence was. If somebody knows what was on Tim's cell phone, drop it in the chat, because I don't know. But whatever it is, I'm eager to find out. Because we know what Travell was talking about clearly, but I don't know what Tim was talking about. He was talking to several people over the years about the same conversation, about, what they did. Not so much mentioning Andre's name, but about the accident. So I'm sure at some point in time, Tim did slip up and say something incriminating about his part in this, for sure. I'm absolutely 100% positive, because he's not a career criminal. He's not that smart. And, you know, that's just how I feel about it. But anyway, we're going to get out of here, man. We've been on here for our hour and 20 minutes. Y'all know we stay put for about an hour or so, an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes. You know what I mean? And let me see what you got to say. Drop your comments and stuff in the chat if you still have something to say. If not, we're gonna get out of here. If you got any questions or anything, drop it in the chats, whatever. Thanks to everybody that hit me up on either super chat, super sticker, thanks, or Cash App. I appreciate it. I got a surprise too. Y'all sent me some Cash Apps, and I went and purchased something for the show, and I can't wait to show you guys what it is. Also, I want to give a shout out. I know she's not here. She probably isn't feeling well. Regina was in the chat yesterday. She's my chief moderator when Sharon's not available. And girlfriend said her blood pressure was high. She needed to lay down. But she sent me a really nice super chat. And um, I went to Amazon. I said, I've got to get this certain something for the show or whatever. And so I've got some new equipment or whatever. Thanks to you guys and thanks to the members. So I definitely want to give the members and everybody that whatever like you really support the show. I appreciate you guys so much. I know Janae and Jennifer is thanking God that they got away from TV. Janae and Andre had a relate. Did they? Okay, I didn't know. I don't recall seeing them, together talking, chit chatting. I don't recall seeing them. Remember, we went to the Harlem Globetrotters game, and she was at Dre's visual. You know, the only thing I really remember of Janae is Janae arguing and fussing and fighting with Tim. To be honest with you, that's all I remember. Yeah. I got some of Terry Cassell, but that's already. If I decide to ride Monday, I'll let you know. Please do hit me up on Instagram. I'm always online. Y'all already know this. This is my career. This is like for a living. So I'm always on the internet, you guys. I wouldn't trust Robbie either if she indeed responded to Andre like she did. Well, that's the T. That's that's the T, or lack thereof. Did she respond or lack thereof? Later's Donna. It's a long drive for me, Miss Cruiser. I'm in Alabama. I'm not going to drive 14 hours. I'm not that invested. Um, I need my gas for other things. Well, Hilton points. Wait a minute, Miss Cruiser passing out points. Hold up. Wait a minute. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out here. Thank you. Over 100 people hung out to the very end, and I appreciate you guys so much. All of you that are left in the chat, go ahead and drop some teacups for you, girl. Let the people out there know that you enjoyed the show and that they should subscribe. That's how we express ourselves with our little teacups. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on your way out as well, so that you don't miss an episode. When you hit that thumbs up though, it tells YouTube that you care. Like I love T, I love her show. So when you hit that thumbs up, it's like a hug, a hug. So I hate y'all for that. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta go get my medication and things. Girl trying to keep her blood pressure down. So I've got to go and get my medication and get out of here because you know I be feeling some type of way when I be in public places. But I'll tell y'all about that on another day. I can only so much time in a public place, then I got to go. So anyway, out of here. I love y'all. Thanks for dropping them teacups. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. I got over 100 overnight, you guys. We were from 12.2 to 12.3 overnight, and I appreciate every single one of y'all that hits that subscribe button. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys in another video. Mwah! Bye, guys. Thank you so much. I love you.